Hey everybody, this is Ricky, and I just wanted to thank you for joining us this morning for our online service at Haven Woods. We are a work in progress. We had a few glitches this morning, but it was a real blessing to see how many of you were able to get online and be able to experience our worship message this morning. And at one point in the message, we had a bit of a glitch with our Wi-Fi. And I've had several people ask me about that since then. And I just wanted to get on here to share with you a little bit about that. I was talking this morning about the fact that maybe God wants us to change the questions that we're asking from God, why are you allowing this to happen, to God, what are you trying to teach me during this time? And there were 5 short, quick points that I had about that. The first one is that sometimes God allows problems into our lives to direct us, to maybe we're going the wrong way, maybe there's something that God's wanting to change our direction in our lives. So He uses those problems and those struggles to correct our course, if you will. And one of the things that I shared about that this morning is that sometimes God must light a fire under us to get us moving. I know I've certainly experienced that in my life. And so it may be during this time, whatever you're going through, whatever your struggles are, that you need to say, God, are you trying to give me a new direction for my life? The second point was sometimes God uses trouble or problems to inspect us. And I talked about the fact that sometimes we're like tea bags. If you want to know what's on the inside, just drop us in a little hot water and we find out what we're really made of. You may feel like, well, maybe I'm further down the road than I really am. And that gets exposed sometimes in our lives when we have trouble come into our life. The third thing was that sometimes God uses problems to correct us. And again, maybe we're going the wrong way. We've drifted from God. God's not a priority in our life like He was at one time. And so God uses our problems to correct us. The fourth way that God uses problems sometimes is He uses problems to protect us. It may be something that we've been praying for, and God says, no, I'm not giving you that because I love you too much. I have something even better in store for you. And then the fifth and final way that God uses problems is sometimes He uses problems to perfect us. Now that word perfect does not mean perfect in the way that we have no problems, no struggles, no issues. But it means sometimes God uses our problems to mature us. And our feet to faith this morning was simply this, that we grow more in the valley than we'll ever grow on the mountaintop. The mountaintops are great when we're just having those awesome times with God and it seems like everything's just clicking right in our heart and life. But the reality is the real growth comes in those valleys. Now, as I was closing my message this morning, I was sharing a story about a friend from high school, and some of you probably picked up on that I was talking about a friend named Lynn Parnell. Lynn lived around the street from us on Windsorwood Drive there in Thomasville growing up. And my senior year in high school, Lynn was killed in a car wreck. And it was like God used that event in my life to show me that tomorrow's not promised. And what a time going through the grief and sorrow with her and her family through all of that. And God used that in my life to get my attention. And as a result of that, I started singing with a couple of guys, Michael and Russell and Eric. And God used that time in my heart to get my attention. And I prayed and gave my life to Christ. And that's been almost 35 years ago now. And God's still working in my heart. But I think it's so important for us to understand, even in the death of a loved one like that we can carry their legacy on in our lives because of the touch, the difference that they made in us, and as a result, God made in us through them. And so I just want to encourage you during these days to just take time to maybe stop and get some rest. Take time to spend with your family. And maybe evaluate, God, what are you trying to teach me through this time of uncertainty in my life. If you want to talk some more about that, you can email me at rickywatt@gmail.com, or you can send me a private message on my personal Facebook page. I'd love to talk to you about that. Also, tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, we're going to have some of our staff at the church that you can call. If you just need someone to talk to or someone to pray with you, from 6 to 7 o'clock, we'll be there, and our number's 251-649-4024, and you can get in contact with us. And like I said, we'd love to pray with you and encourage you in any way that we can. So we're going to be doing a lot of things, new things, during these days to stay connected with you, and I pray that it'll bless you and help you through these days, all right? God bless. I look forward to seeing you again real soon.